Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to today's section. Today's section, Activate 1.0, day 20 of Activate. I welcome everyone to today's section. I know this is a new face. You're just seeing a new face, and yes, because it's ladies section, so Pastor Stephen decided that I'm going to host today's show. So that's why you're seeing a different face today. You're welcome to today's section, and it has been a great time. It has been a refreshing time from day one to today, which is day 20. It has been a great time. And today we are going to talk more. We are going to talk more about the ladies, and we have our guests with us. She has spoken to us before on mental health. That's Mrs. Mary Ayuba. She has spoken to us before on mental health, and today she's coming back again to talk to us on who am I? Discovering the woman or the girl in you. So today we are going to give her the floor to speak to us on how to discover ourselves, discover our purpose. The floor is open to her.
I'm so excited. Good evening, Auntie Success. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Ma. And you, Ma?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm so happy to see your face. Like, I love that we're doing women talk today. I'm so
I'm
happy.
happy to see you too. For the first time, I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to you. I'm always seeing you from afar on Facebook. I'm like, wow, this one is doing so great. She's doing wonders. She's doing. I love her boldness. I love everything she's doing. And today, this is the first time I'm speaking to Mary Ayuba. To have you. Thank you for coming to speak to us. And I believe the last time you spoke to us on mental health, it was really a powerful section. It was a great section. And today, I believe this is one of your favorite topics. No?
Yes.
Yes. yes. So I know you are going to come. You are going to help us today to discover ourselves, to discover our purpose as a lady. Yes. So now the floor is yours, ma. Go ahead, ma. Talk to us.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful. Thank you also to Pastor Stephen. I mean, I remember I told him again when he said, he wanted to do 21 days, every day coming on live. I'm like, hey, my brother.
It's really easy.
I said it's not going to be easy, but I mean, it's so beautiful that he has, sustained it, and this is already day 20. It's really so beautiful. I really just want to, congratulate him and let him know that he's, doing an amazing job. I'm grateful. Every time I have the opportunity to speak on any subject that is, very dear to my heart, I take it as a very, very great privilege because I know that because sometimes, I just feel like you never can tell, where this word is going to get to, who is going to reach, who needs it at this point in time. So I'm just going to trust the Holy Spirit to help us, as we go on in this conversation, women development, women empowerment, generally something that is so dear to my heart. And sometimes I just wish that I could open the inside of me and let women know how capable, how strong, and how amazing God has created them to be. So I'm just looking forward to having a great conversation this evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma.
Okay, so I've been told I have 40 minutes, so I'm just going to be fast and just jump into the conversation. One of the questions I get a lot, that people ask about is how do I discover my purpose? Who am I? a question around identity, question around people, really wanting to connect to the core of themselves. And I like to say that one of the biggest things anyone can do for themselves, one of the, maybe let me say, sweetest gifts, that you can do for yourself, especially as a woman, either a man or a woman, whichever gender, is getting to really know why you are here on earth, why you're sent,
Yes, that
um,
is the purpose.
and how you are going to deliver what you've been sent, right? I just believe that everyone, has got an assignment. So off the topic, but every time when I'm going to church, there's this cemetery, that we pass by on our way to church every Sunday. And every time that I get to pass through that place, every single time, like, and I see it, my mind, connects to it. I'm always asking myself, or, it's always coming to my consciousness that, man, at the end of the day, this is where, everything is going to end. But beyond, just that reasoning, one of the things I want to ensure I do is that before I leave the surface of this earth, I'm able to pour out myself. I'm able to deliver on everything that God has sent me to do. I'm
Yeah.
able to do my assignment. And so most of the time for people around me, they'll usually hear me say, I'm so focused on my assignment. I'm so busy doing what God has committed into my hand that I barely have time for frivolities. I barely have time for things that do not pay me, things that do not concern my assignment, because I know that, my time here is not going to
More
be forever.
opportunity. Yeah.
Nobody forever. So this understanding or this realization puts me on a level of urgency, urgency to deliver that which I have been sent to deliver. And the conversation of being urgent, in delivering what you've been sent to deliver is not just because, you want to wake up one day and then you're doing. That's not it. It is that you want to ensure that you die empty. You want to ensure that you didn't just come to this life and then you just lived the life just like that, without any impact, without anything, that can be tied to the fact that you were here and you touched the lives that you could touch. So I really just, remember that. And I just wanted to lay that as a foundation, to anyone who is listening to this and you have been asking, what's my purpose? What am I here to do? I hope that, with the conversation we're going to have today, you're going to be able to, come to that self of that point of realization, knowing exactly what God has sent you to do. Now, when people say that they are finding their purpose, they are discovering their purpose, I'm not here to talk about the syntax. Okay, it's not a conversation of syntax, because I've heard some people say you're not supposed to, be finding your purpose. Your purpose is something that's supposed to happen to you. Okay, some people will say, oh, you're not supposed to pursue your purpose, because you also, some people say, oh, you know what, I'm looking for my purpose. Your purpose is not lost, so it's not even something that you should be looking for and grappling for, right? But every individual that has been sent, every individual that has been created, every person that God has created on the surface of this earth has an assignment. What you should be doing is asking the creator, the person who has sent you, why have
Yes.
you sent me here? What is
What's
that thing that you have given unto me, to deliver? What is that thing that you have asked me to do? And I think that makes it really easy. That makes it so easy, on the conversation of, knowing what your purpose is and all of that. I have a very, very short slide. I don't know if I'm able to present it.
all
I'm going to see if I'm able to maybe present it. I think I have to upload it first. Okay, yeah, I've seen a place to upload it. I just hope that that's going to help us. I titled it Dear Woman. And the reason I titled it Dear Woman, excuse me, where's this coming from? It's processing. Let me just upload it. Okay, so please can you help me add it to this stream? I've been able to upload it. Our technical director. Please help me add it to the stream if you can. Yes, great. That's it. Thank you so much. So when I prepared this slide, one of the things that was on my mind is letting people understand their feminine power, and discovering their true self. I think that at the core, of our existence as women, at the very core of our living on earth, I think that everyone, should be able to answer that call of what am I here for? What am I, here to do? What have I been sent to do? And so it's all of this conversation, right? All of these things that I'm talking about starts from the journey of self-discovery. I don't know how anyone would go through life without really discovering who they really are, without really knowing themselves. Um, some years ago, like some really long years ago, I feel like some maybe 7 or 8 years now, I was in a relationship, and I remember that in that relationship, I think we had done the introduction. I was ready, to be married and all that. And I literally just woke up one day and I'm like, you know what? I can't do, you know. And it didn't make any sense to everyone around me. It didn't make any sense, right? I had people who literally thought maybe I had somebody else. Maybe that was why, I decided to say, oh, I don't want to go with this brother again. But it wasn't about that, because I genuinely didn't have anybody else. It was that at that point in my life, I knew that I wasn't ready for this. I just knew that I wasn't ready for this. And I didn't want to get myself, into something that I wasn't ready for at that time in my life. And I think for me, that was like my, beginning. That was like the beginning of my journey to discovering myself, understanding what I'm really like. Like, Mary, who are you? Who really are you? What are you about? What are you doing with your life? Again, at that time in my life, I was beginning to, listen to some speakers. I was beginning to attend events. I was, seeing women who were doing amazing things. I was seeing women who were literally living the dream I had for myself. You know how you see somebody and you're like, this is where I see myself, or this is what I see myself doing. And you're
Yeah.
asking yourself and you're wondering, like, how did this person get here? I began to
Yes.
see a lot of those examples, and I'm like, you know what? I think I need to pause. Yeah, I need to calm down and really understand. Get to know myself even more, even better. Now, the journey to self-discovery, or the journey of self-discovery, is a quest, for you to unravel the layers of your identity as an individual, as a human being. So it's not just about, reflecting, journaling and all that. It is a very fundamental exploration that shapes our perceptions, our belief system, our values, our everything that makes us up as an individual, right? And I believe, personally, I believe that everyone should go on this journey. And it's not even something that you do once, right? And then you feel like, I've discovered myself. No, it's not though. It's something you will continue to do, because especially for women, right? There are layers to us. You think you have
Mm-hmm.
known yourself,
Yourself, yes.
something will happen another day and you're like,
You'll be
Mary, this
shocked.
person,
It's amazed.
you'll be like,
Yeah.
this one too is there, So I just it that made me know that it is not something that you will just do once and then you
Once.
forget about it. It's something you have to continue to do. And in you
Mm-hmm.
continue, more you continue, the more
Yes.
in-depth things about yourself. You continue to find out more things. Like, for instance, if I ask somebody now, like, what are your core values? What are your strengths and your weaknesses? What are the things that make you up as a person? It may be shocking that some persons maybe do not know,
Do
and
not
it
know
is
it.
okay, right? It is okay. That point where you get to say, well, I didn't really know this thing, but I want to know it, is a very good point, because that shows that you're committed to your own development. You're interested in your own growth. It is one thing for you not to know something and you do not know that you do not know that thing. But it's another thing for you to know something, for you not to know something, and then for you to know that I don't know this thing and I want to know. You see that point of saying that, man, I don't know this and I want to know. That is the beginning point. That is the foundation of you, digging, searching, asking the right questions. And I just want anybody who is listening, to us at this point in time to take a pause and begin to ask yourself, do I really know myself? Do I really know my tendencies? Do I really know the things I'm capable of? Do I really know what I'm doing? Because again, it is very important that we begin to ask ourselves these questions. I've gotten to some point in my life where I'm like, Mary, what are you really doing, Seth? What are you doing? What are you doing? Come to the present. What are you even doing? I hope you are not just wasting your time and wasting your life. We need to at every point in time, we need to come to that point where we're asking ourselves, what are we really doing? Now, one of the things that I like to talk about when it comes to feminine power, feminine energy, is that as women, right, we have this innate strength that is, deeply, deeply rooted in empathy, resilience, intuition, and creativity. And it is that fusion where we come to a point to say, I want to embrace all the sides of me because these things are not weaknesses. When I hear women these days say, what a man can do, a woman can do better. I know they follow you, they do the conversation anyway. Maybe in my previous years,
but not now.
No, hey, what a man can do, a man can do. What a woman can
do, a woman can do.
Because the problem is every time we're trying to compare and contrast.
Yes.
Comparing. Oh, if a man does this, a woman should do this. My dear, live your life. Leave the men alone. You focus on your own life.
Yes.
Focus on your focus. You are losing focus. And that's why you see that a lot of us are distracted. You're losing focus because you're looking at what a man is doing. What's your business? What a man? You do your own. Face your own life. Build your own life. Build yourself. All this, comparison, always trying to know who is please, we are wasting time with some of these things. You fill your space. Let the man fill their space because everyone has different spaces to fill. At the end of the day, everyone is coming together, especially maybe in the case of maybe man and woman, husband and wife and all that. Everyone is coming together to let everything make a complete sense. So when you do your part and I do my part, we bring it together. It makes a complete sense. It makes a whole. Not that I will leave the point that I'm supposed to do. I will not sit down and be focusing on what you're supposed to do, what you are doing and what you're supposed to do. So at the end of the day, you are doing and I'm not doing anything. Okay? And it's also the same thing for, the other gender that you are not folding your arms and looking at me to say, oh, what is the woman going to do? Let me see. Oh, what can the woman do? No. Do your own, I do my part. Let everybody be playing their part. And that's why, again, I hope that, we have more men also talking about personal development, self-discovery also for men, because this thing is something that cuts across every gender. It is not gender specific. This is not gender roles where somebody is deciding, it is women that need their personal development. Men do not need. No, every single person needs this thing. So if we're able to embrace our uniqueness and, embrace the qualities that makes us women, and nurture those things that God has deposited on the inside of us, the earlier we begin to do these things, the better for us. Because that way we are, we are embracing our femininity. We are, we are encapsulating all that God has created us to be. You see, so I'm hoping that, we're able to come to a point in time where nobody's competing for anything. Honestly, I've been seeing this thing for quite a while. I run an organization that is focused on, women development and empowerment. And, once in a year, we hold, a conference, that brings women together from different walks of life, women telling their stories of triumph, trials and challenges. and then using that story to inspire other people. And one of the things I used to say, at every of the time when I have the opportunity to bring people together is that we're not competing for anything, because I'm looking forward to a time in history where there'll be nothing such as gender wars. There'll be nothing such as fight for this, fight for that. I don't know if that time will come. I don't know when it will come, but I'm just praying and hoping that, the more we continue to talk about these things, one day, someday in history, either we are here, either we are not here, we'll be able to come to a time in history where everyone is playing their part as they should play it. And everyone is bringing their all to the table. And we're bringing that to, form a complete whole, to make sense of what God has actually sent us to do and how God has, asked us to live our lives. Challenges, women face a lot of challenges. I'm not even going to shy about that. And it is not peculiar to anybody, right? It is not peculiar to anybody. Challenges come to everyone. One of the things I said on the day we had the conversation on mental health, and I was talking about mental resilience, is that you are not the only one going through life. You're not the only one dealing with life and dealing with life issues. I tell you, for one, if everyone begins to tell you the things they're dealing with, the battles they're fighting, that you probably may not be able to see, they probably don't even talk about it on social media, right? If everyone begins to talk about it, you may hear your own story and you'll be like, my own still better, because you don't know the of what the other person is going through. And this is also to highlight that challenges are not peculiar to you. The most important thing is when you face challenges or when you come across challenges in your life, how are you reacting to it? What are you doing to ensure that these challenges do not overwhelm you and they do not sweep you off? A question: what are you doing, when you face life pressures? I used to say something. There was a time I had, there was a time I had a live session and we're talking about, pressures. And I was saying that some people, the kind of internal pressure that they feel is even more than external pressure.
Mm-hmm.
By their own self, they are putting themselves under pressure.
Yes.
By their own self. So outside, external world already has its own pressures.
Sure. Yeah.
I agree. Quite all right. But how about the pressure that we put on ourselves as individuals? How about the self-doubt that we have for ourselves? You see an opportunity, you know you can do this thing, but you feel like, no, I don't think I can do it. You should change yourself. You sell yourself short. Okay? You see something that you feel like you deserve, you know that you deserve, but you will never put yourself forward. You stay. What time are you committing to your own development? What time are you committing to your own self-reflection? You see, how are you, making self-discovery a challenge for yourself? The pressure that we put on ourselves is even a lot. So when you now add external pressure that comes from society, expectations of people from you, so many things, so many, pedestal that people have put other people. When you now add that to the one you are facing internally,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you are now overwhelmed. You see, if you're able to sort the pressure from within and you're able to build boundaries around yourself to ensure that this pressure coming from outside is not going to weigh me down, it's not going to overwhelm me, you are going to live a better life. You are going to live a better life. Now, let's come to the point of knowing yourself and loving yourself as a woman. One of the questions that I think that people will ask is, how can I know myself? Yes, Mary, you've been talking about, self-awareness and all that. How can I know myself? Yes, okay, now I'm ready. I want to know myself. I really want to understand myself. I want to, know who I am. There's a 14 question mark that I saw sometime online. And I also remember that again when I was talking about the mental health conversation, I talked about, doing personality tests and all that. So aside from, what I said at the beginning, that praying, asking God and all that, because guess what? God is not going to come down to say, Mary, some people think that, this thing is magic. You know, they feel like, because now that we have said ask God, like talk to God, maybe God will appear to them in a dream. My daughter, you know,
This is your
wearing white.
purpose.
This is your purpose. My daughter, my dear. No. It is not magic. So when people hear ask God, talk to God, it's not a glamorous thing. It's not a glamorous thing. The problem is some of us are not taking careful attention to ourselves.
To
You see,
yourself. No time for ourselves.
Careful attention. You know, when you lost something and you're looking for it, you know, painstakingly, you're searching everywhere,
Yeah.
you're opening the cupboard, you want to find that thing. For instance, you probably lost the key to your house.
Mm-hmm.
You see, because you know that I need this key to enter, you know, where I'm going to. You begin to look for a painstaking, you take your time, probably call your friend. Oh, did I leave this key at your place? Did you see this key?
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't pay careful attention to ourselves. So, in fact, some of us are already living in purpose. We just may not know, again, because we're not paying careful attention. So, what are the steps that you need to begin to take? 14 question mark that I saw. First part was take a closer look at yourself. So if you're here and you're asking yourself the question of who am I? How can I, this my true identity? It's not science, right? The importance of knowing you is recognizing it's like knowing who you are, like it's like the greatest wisdom that you can possess. You know your goals, you know your aspirations, you know the things that you can tolerate, you know the things that you cannot tolerate, you know the things that define you as an individual. The way everyone, I mean, must have gone to, you know, pass through school. The way they can say what is biology, what is mathematics, that definition as an individual, you also need to get to a point where you are able to say, what is Mary about? What is Tola about? Now, take a closer look at yourself. What are the things do you like and what are the things that you do not like? And these things are things that you probably may have been, you know, engaging in, but you probably do not know. What are the things you like? What are the things you don't like? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? You see, for some people, you know, strengths or talents, as they may call it, you know, it may overlap, right? But the challenges is it may overlap with the things that you also dislike, things that you do not like. So, what are your strengths? What are those things that you can do? Like, you know that if they wake me up like this and I can do this thing, what are those things? What are those things that really bring you comfort? What are those things that bring out the best of you? What are those things that bring out like your energy is up whenever you hear about this thing? Even when you are feeling stressed or feeling down, you feel like, man, this is my happy place. This is my comfort. I hope that there's nobody watching this or listening to this that will say, my happy place is watching movie. Because I've heard that before. Relaxing. My happy place is watching movie. That's laziness. So that one is laziness. Let's not talk about that. My happy place is just lounge. I'm not talking
God.
that. No, what are the things that suit you as a person? What are those things, you know, that help you reach the highest level of potential for yourself? The things that come through your mind, you know, your thoughts, your emotions, are you able to, you know, pinpoint them and then, you know, note them? Are you able to write them down and say that this thing keeps coming to my mind and it's not going to go off? When you take a personality test, for instance, it could also help you know, to know those things that you're about as an individual, know yourself more. Now, these things are even free and you can access them online. I said it the other time that I was talking there. The next thing I want to say is ask yourself the right questions. Ask yourself the right questions. Can you take a deeper, you know, course into knowing yourself, into knowing your core values? See, your values they are basic things that that you should hold dear. Because your values will influence your decisions, they will influence your behaviors, they will influence your attitude, they will even influence the kind of friends that you choose. You see, they influence everything that happens to you, your values, because they are very critical. Some persons, for them, maybe some persons, the value could be family, for instance. By the way, I did a course in psychology, and I remember that I think it was on philosophy. And in philosophy, anything goes, right? They'll tell you your answer is not the like you're not only the person with the best answer, because they're different perspective. And I remember that somebody was saying that, so for some people their values can be cheating. I'm like, wow, but that's true. So I'm not joking, like, and it made me see that again, people value different things, because again, we're all looking at different perspectives, right? So for you, what are your values? What are the things that make you up as an individual? What are the things that are your core? You should be able to know these things. You should be able to know these things. Beyond knowing what your values are, question: Are you living a life that you are proud of right now? This is one question I need you to ask yourself, and this is part of the important questions. Like, at this point in my life now, am I proud of the life I'm living? The things I am doing to myself now, the things I am doing with myself now, am I proud of it? If your answer is no, ask yourself, do I have the strength to start all over again? You see, do I have the strength to start all over again? A lot of people, see, that question, it may sound simple. It may sound simple. But the day you sit with yourself and begin to ask yourself this, so it is not simple. It is not easy to just say yes or no, because their questions, have to be backed up with answers. Ask yourself, when I leave this world, what legacy do I hope to leave? Remember the story I shared when I started about passing through the cemetery. When I leave the surface of this earth, what legacy do I probing into yourself? You're probing into yourself. You're getting to know yourself more. Another question. I've read this a lot in a lot of Brian Tracy's book, on purpose and all of that. Is, if money was not an issue, what would I be doing? Because again, I know that for some persons it may be money. They're like, oh, I don't have money to fuel the kind of life that I really want to live. But what is that dream that you have that that undeniably this is what I will do if I have the money that I really, really desire right now, the money that I need? What is that dream? That you know that undeniably I'm going to live this life. I'm going to live this dream. Can you go back in time and probably remember some of those things that you used to think about when you were probably younger? To say, man, if I'm able to, get these funds, this is what I will do, this is what I will do. If money was not an issue, what would you be doing? Ask yourself this question. Another question that you want to ask yourself is, if you are not afraid of failing, what would your life be like? You see, if you're not afraid of failing, if you're not afraid of what would people say, what would your life be? See, these are questions that would help you to be opening up like different layers of you.
Yourself, yes.
Like, this is not something nobody can do it for you. People meet me for clarity sessions, people consult me on different levels. And let me tell you, by the time I finish with all my talk, I will still say, it is still you that will do this. I cannot do it for you. You can only pay me for consultancy or for clarity and all that. I will only guide you and maybe give you what to do and say, okay, do this. I will follow up with you. But at the end of the day, it is still you that will go and sit and think.
Yes.
It's still you that will make out time to process all of these things, because nobody can do it for you, because that's why it is called self-discovery, self-development. It is you, it is personal to you. It's not something that anybody can help you with. So I hope that you're hearing these things, you are putting them down, and you will go and start reflecting on them. If self-doubt is not be clouding you, what are the things that you would do? If you're not afraid of failing, what are the things that you will do? When you know that thing, you now begin to say, okay, you know what? Let's visualize it. Let's visualize it. How can I visualize it? How can I is how do other people see you? I used to do this self-audit of myself once in a while. I just like reach out to some of my friends, right? What do you think about me? What are the things I'm doing that you think that I need to work on? What are the things I'm doing that I think you think I need to, improve? How do others interpret you as an individual? When people see you, what's the first thing that comes to their mind? Ask yourself, do a self-audit. Ask your friend, if they are sincere with you, they will be able to tell you the things that they also think that you should work on, because nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. I used to say this thing joking in relationship, that you are somebody's red flag.
Yes.
Things that you are doing, some characteristics that you have that you think, oh, you're the best in after jollof rice. My sister,
Someone has
red
this red flag. Yeah.
So I used to say that, and nobody is perfect, but we are all working on ourselves, to be work in progress, basically. Now, another thing you want to also look at is, how do you connect with others? Examine how you connect with others, because your purpose is not for yourself. That's another thing I've discovered. It's not for you. It's not for you alone. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this purpose that God has given me is only for myself.
From
Is a
me
lie.
alone,
That's selfish.
no.
It's not for your family members alone.
At all.
I'm telling you the truth. It's not for you alone. So you need to also begin to now discover that, what kind of a person are you to other people? Are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? Some people, they will hide on that. Oh, I'm an introvert. You're not an introvert. You're not just able to communicate well in public. Don't say you're an introvert. You are not an introvert. And maybe you need to work on public speaking. Maybe you need to work on yourself. I'm serious. I'm sorry.
As if you're talking to me.
I promise. You see the way I'm talking, very calmly, very demure. I promise myself that, Mary, you are coming to talk to women today. Don't shout. See, that's why I'm just talking very gently, I'm talking to you. We women, we like soft things.
Yes, soft things. Yeah.
It may be that you need to work on your self-esteem. It's not that you are an introvert. It may be that that's the work you need to do. It may be that you're not a shy person. Maybe you're not just able to, maybe you lack some self-confidence somewhere. Maybe your self-esteem has been hampered. Maybe something, from your childhood is responsible. Say, I'm a shy person. I'm just naturally an introvert. My sister, are you sure you're an introvert?
It's your face for me, expression.
This same you that is an introvert, when you're in the midst of your friend, we'll be hearing your voice. We'll be hearing your voice. Yeah. I don't want to say anything. How do you relate with others? Very, very critical question you need to ask. I'm trying to rush because of my time. Again, what kind of friend are you? A lot of people used to say this thing, no, I don't have friends. What kind of a friend are you? You yourself, that you say you don't have friends. Do people have you as friends? Again, I will not flog this, because the day we talked about mental health, I talked briefly about this. Do you encourage others? Do you uplift others when they are down? Do you drop everything for a friend in need? Or you are the type of person that will exonerate yourself, when things go the other way?
Yes.
How do you evaluate around you? As an individual, how do you evaluate those around you? The idea is based on the law of average. The outcome of a particular event, right, is going to be based on the average of the things around you, the people around you. How do you evaluate them? Who are the people you're surrounding yourself with? You know, another thing you want to ask yourself. See, these are questions that, what do you do when you're alone? When you're alone, some people again, they'll say, "Oh, I cannot be alone. I cannot be lonely." You need some alone moments as an individual. It's not every time. You'll be surrounded by people and all that. When you're alone, how do you spend your time? Are you unhappy when you're alone, or are you happy when you're alone? Are you the one that can enjoy intimacy with your own self? Can you just read, listen to music, or dance alone, or every time, oh, you have to be around people? Every time you want to be around people. Think about these things and what they say about it, because these things are very, very important. They're critical to, you discovering yourself and knowing yourself more. Get into a course, a mastery of yourself. Master yourself. Know yourself. And don't forget what I said earlier. You know yourself, and beyond knowing yourself, love yourself. A lot of women, let me not say a lot, because again, I don't have statistics right now to back this up, but I know that many women don't even love themselves enough. You don't love yourself enough. You don't, and I'm not saying this from a place of, just accepting yourself and, just, anything goes. No, 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 no. I'm saying that, have you gotten to that point in your life where you are embracing the all of you? Embracing your all of you from a place of strength, not from a place of weakness. Loving yourself, knowing yourself, and just embracing every side of you, because you know that you're a work in progress and you are getting better. There's this thing I always say: be empowered and stay inspired. Now, when I talk about being empowered, it is the things you're doing, to build yourself, to groom yourself, to equip yourself. You're attending events, you're meeting, you're connecting with the right people, maybe mentorship. But staying inspired is also very important. Who are your mentors? Who are the people that you draw inspiration from? I've heard some people say, me, I don't need mentors. So. Yeah, you want to grow. You don't need mentors, kid, in this life and age. You want to be doing everything by yourself. You don't want to talk to somebody who has gone ahead of you, who knows the rope, who can show you the way, say, do this, don't go this way, because, this one will stress you. Go this way instead. If you don't have somebody who is mentoring you as a woman, you are going to be stressing yourself a lot. I'm telling you the truth. You'll be stressing yourself a lot, because there's nothing new. There's nothing new at all. This journey that we are all going through, this life, people have gone ahead. The things you want to, the kind of woman you want to become. Yes, maybe somebody is not exactly, of course, right? But there's somebody who has told that line before. Why not find out how this person did it? It makes your journey easier. For some of you, it might be books that you need to read that will open your eyes to the revelation of this is it. It may be books. But this age and time, a lot of women, we're not even investing in ourselves. Shoe and bag, every time, shoe and bag. How many personal development courses have you taken this year? How many trainings have you done? You started an online course, you've not finished. You have started like almost 10 online courses, you did not finish it. And you want to go. You're eating the apple small, you eat, you drop it. Are you a baby? Are you a child? That's one of the things. You're not. Are you a baby? Like, you eat small, you will not finish it, you drop it, you go again. No, women who want to grow don't do that. Women who want to grow, women who want to discover themselves, women who want to know themselves do not do that. We don't act irrationally. We don't do things anyhow, just for the fun of, I just want to do. No. We don't do that here. So if you want to get into that point, that part of knowing yourself, discovering yourself, you need to take yourself serious. So you need to take yourself serious, because that's how you can grow. That's how you can grow as an individual. Learn to also celebrate yourself. You have done something. You have moved past this milestone. Don't take it lightly. Me or people that are around me, they know me. If I do any small thing like this, hey, anyhow I want to celebrate myself. It might be small chicken and chips, so it might be buying myself a book. It might be anything. I'm like, Mary, you don't try. You have tried, eh? Well done, my dear. Undo, well done. I pat myself again at the back. Say, well done, well done, well done. Sometimes I'll embrace myself. I'll just be like, Mary, well done. You're doing well. My girl. Some women don't even know how to hype themselves. But you'll be waiting for other people to be hyping you and giving you accolades. You are your own cheerleader. First of all, start with yourself. My time is running out. I need to run. Start with yourself. Celebrate yourself. A whole masterpiece that you are. A whole image of God that God has created. Look at you. Very beautiful woman. Solid woman. Fantastic woman. Doing all of these things you are doing. And you think it is a joke? It is not a joke, my dear. Celebrate your uniqueness. Honor your journey. Honor this, self-discovery journey and this path that you are on. Honor it and step boldly into your power. Now, my question for you is, what steps will you be taking from now henceforth? What are the things you're going to be doing differently to uplift yourself and also to uplift other women around you? Because don't forget what I said. This thing is not only for you. When you are empowered, when you know what you are sent to do, it's not only you that is going to enjoy it. Every other person around you is also going to benefit from it. Is also going to benefit from it. So what steps are you going to be doing? Because that's the essence of this thing. At the end of the day, you should be able to take actionable steps that would move you from point A to point B, that will move you from where you currently are to where you really want to be. That's the essence. After everything, if you follow all these sessions and then you're not taking any steps, it's not going to, the result is not going to be seen. The result is not going to be seen. So you want to ask yourself, what am I going to do after now? What actions do I need to take that is going to move me from this point that I am right now to where I'm supposed to be or to where I'm supposed to be? And don't forget what I said. It is not one day something. It's not something you're going to do one day and then you feel, that's continuous. You have to continue to do it. You have to continue to do it every day. Little drops. Today you read chapter 1. If probably maybe it's a book you want to read, you read chapter 1 today, you read page 1 today. Tomorrow you are doing it. You're waking up every day and you're saying, you know what, I'm working on becoming a better version of myself. I'm working on becoming better than I was yesterday, because you're not competing with anybody. Stop comparing yourself with the next person, either a woman, either a man. Stop comparing yourself, because comparison is going to continue to steal your joy. You always feel like you're not doing enough. You always feel like, I'm not there yet. I'm not there. Why? Because you're looking at another person. You're making another person and that person's life your metrics. So because of that, you will continue to see yourself short. Face your own journey, focus on your own journey, and continue to build yourself. It is very, very critical. I think I'm going to end here, and I'm just going to say thank you so much for listening. I'm grateful. It was so good to, share with you today. I'm grateful. I hope that I was able to,
Oh, you're able to do justice to the topic. It's really, really a wonderful session. If you notice, I was always nodding my head because the words each words were eating me, but it was
I come with it.
No. It was really a powerful section, man, and we are really, really honored to have you here because if we want to see you one-on-one for consultation, I think the money, I don't think we'll be able to pay, but give this to us freely. We are grateful, we are honored, and we pray that God will bless you and give you more vision, more grace, more passion for this job in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you so much. And I think there is one question.
Okay.
There's a question, yes, for you. So you talked about as a woman, discover your weakness, your strength. So in a situation whereby you don't even know what your weaknesses are, you don't even know what your strengths are, how do we help such a person? You don't even know what are your weaknesses, what are your strengths. How do we help such a person?
Well, I don't know if there's anybody who will not be able to know what their strengths and weaknesses are. But let's say in the case where you probably do not know, what your strengths and weaknesses are, because it is very possible. One thing I'm going to say is, for instance, I mentioned that there are assessment tests that people can actually do to help
Yeah.
them know, you know, what their strengths are. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people must have heard about, SWOT analysis, for instance. It's
Sorry,
an
come again.
assessment that can help. SWOT. I talked about SWOT.
Okay.
SOWT. SWOT
Okay.
analysis. It stands for strength, weakness, opportunities, threats. SWOT
Yeah.
analysis. If you go online, you just check it, they're going to say it. And that analysis, that's like an assessment, is able to tell you what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what the opportunities that are open to you, as maybe depending on like your temperament, depending on your capacities, and then the threats around you, the headwind, the challenges you might face. I did it a long time ago. Now, aside from that assessment, ask people, ask people, ask
For
people,
yourself.
talk to people. You said the problem is when we do, for instance, I talked about doing an audit. People don't, I don't know, some people don't like people being true to them, right? I remember that there was a time when I used to feel like, oh, I'm the best thing after jollof rice. Don't tell me nothing. I'm working on myself. Okay. I used to, no, I'm working on myself. When I got into a relationship with my husband, I remember that my husband like called me one day and he was like, babe, do you know you get angry? I say, me? Me,
Me.
Mary, get never. I said, no, how can you say that? No, I don't get angry. I said, okay.
Me,
He
while
said,
you're
I'm
already
getting
angry as you're talking.
already angry. How can you say that?
I'll get.
He just said it and he was like, okay. Now something happened. I remember the year before we got married, I think I went to Nigeria, and then he was supposed to pick me up somewhere. I was standing at the bus stop. I went for a meeting, and then I'd called him like, "Oh, guy, I'm done. So come and pick me. Let's go to where we're supposed to go to." And then I was waiting downstairs, right? So I called him like, "Babe, where are you? I've been standing here for. I've not stood for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Oh, so because he told me that it was close to me, right? I expected that. When you say you're close to me, I should have seen you, or I should have seen you
Yeah.
somewhere. I didn't know that he had even passed where I was, because at that
Oh.
time I wasn't down already. Now he had passed where I was, and before he would turn back to come and pick me, he has to go down the road in Oregon back then.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know. Apparently, he had even passed through that place like twice. And trust me now,
Yes.
I was not having it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so when he eventually came, I'm like, babe, you said you were here. I've been standing here. I was just talking, and he was just looking at me. I didn't say anything. When I finished, he said, "You didn't know what happened." I said, "You asked me what happened. You didn't even
Hey.
care to know. You are just angry because I told you." I had actually passed through
Yeah.
this place. I passed through this place twice. And success. It took a lot of conscious effort for me to begin to notice that thing. Like, Mary, like saying that true.
Oh,
Can you calm
yeah.
down? Can you calm down? Even if you be angry, can you calm down first and hear from this other person? Because you don't know what's happening on the other end of the divide. It took I started watching videos online. Joyce Meyer, how to deal
Wow.
with anger. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I had to start looking for resources. And it was him that pointed. I never knew. I never knew. I never knew. Another thing happened to me one time. I'm sharing this example so that's how you will know the areas you need to work on. People will call your attention. If you have good people around you, people will call your attention. for those who know me like many years ago, when I'm pissed about something, I want to talk about it. You see, and I'm very fast in typing. Oh, I'm very fast in typing. I'm very, very fast in typing. If you maybe say something to me and I want to like settle down and give you a response, ah, with this my sharp mouth, I will not insult you, but when I settle down and type my response, you will read that response and you'll be like, this girl, how did you sit down to type this thing? I used to have a lot of time for all those things. So back then, like when I'm even sharing some of my thoughts about some things, I'll be typing on my status, I'll be explaining, blah, 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 blah. You don't do this, you don't do that. One day, someone around me called me and said, Mary, do you know that it is easy for me to know when you are pissed off with something? From the things you type, I can tell that who they vex Mary like this. She said, I can never forget this. She said, do you know that makes you very predictable? I said, I never knew. I'm like, yeah. She said, yes, it makes you very predictable. I mean, somebody can literally read your write-up and say, Mary is angry now. You should be able to have a grip of yourself and control your emotions. It's not every time. Anti-success. Hey. When I heard those words, I'm like, me? I never You see?
Wow.
I'm telling you, if you have people around you, they should be able to call out some things that you do. You understand? They will tell you, this thing you did, how more you need to work on it. And when people tell you, when you get those feedback, don't be offended. If you're somebody that wants to grow, you don't have to take it personal. You don't have to be offended. How can this person talk to me like this? If you are still feeling that way, you're not ready for growth. You're not ready. So ask the people around you and ask them for genuine feedback. Now, aside from that, another thing that I need people to also do is to track their progress.
Okay.
Keep a journal. Track your progress. What are the things that can you do easily? What are the things that you do that you improve on regularly? How are you improving on yourself? Track your progress. Analyze your goals, the goals you are setting for yourself, the ones that you are able to achieve. Check them against the ones you're not able to achieve. You see, and see, why was I not able to achieve this one? Some of us, our weakness is social media. I said it the other time I was talking that your problem is not time management. It is social media. How many hours are you spending online?
Social media.
How many hours are you spending? Some of us, our weakness is indiscipline. You are not just disciplined. You are not able to control yourself. Hey, I run an accountability group, and one of the things I used to say when people come and say, "Oh, Mary, I don't know how to manage my time," I say, "My brother, my sister, you don't have time management issues. It is focus management, attention management. What are the things taking your attention? What are the things that the same person that is saying I don't have time, you can spend 1 hour online, but you say you don't have time. This same you, when you see movie like this, you will watch full 2 hours movie, don't stop. This same you that is complaining, so you can see that our priorities are different. You see what I'm saying? Again, what are your priorities? What are the things that means a lot to you? For some people, it is movie and gossip that mean a lot to them. They can spend hours doing that.
Movie
Come
and
and
gossip.
spend hours to read your Bible, you'll be sleeping 5 minutes in. You see what I'm saying? And it's also easy that you see this question.
Oh, I'm seeing it.
There are so many ways that people can use, to discover their strengths and your weaknesses. How do you accept, constructive criticism? How when somebody calls you, like I said the other time, hope you're not quickly they're angry. Another thing is take time out. You see, take time out to recharge personally. Take time out to reflect personally. A lot of things come to us in the place of reflection. Some of us we're just living through life. Like we're just living. Like it's like we're on speed. I don't know the thing they used to press inside the car. Maybe it's accelerator. I don't know. That once you just put your leg on it like this, you just be going. It will just be going non-stop. Some of us don't even take. You don't take out time. You don't take out time to like. I don't even know how to explain this thing again. You don't take out time to learn yourself, to know yourself, to understand yourself. Like just take out time out of this. The world is so noisy. I'm telling you the truth. Everywhere is just there's just so much noise everywhere. So if you don't take out time to come to a place of solitude with yourself, if you don't take out time, you will be swamped. I'm telling you, you will be swamped. So you will not know when you're supposed to even take a break, when you're supposed to rest, when you're supposed to recharge, when you're supposed to reflect. Please, I beg you, take some time out for yourself. Take some time out for yourself and think, process. What am I doing? What are the things I need to work on? What are the areas I need to work on? What are the things I need to begin to do to become a better version of myself? Ask questions, do these things, and you'll be able to know, what your strengths and your weaknesses. Another thing is, what are your talents for your strengths? What are your talents? What are those things that come to you easy? I already talked about, those things in my earlier conversation. So I think that if you're able to do all these things, you'll be able to know what your strengths and your weaknesses are. I hope I answered.
Round of applause for Auntie Mary, for Mrs. Mary Ayuba.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. It has really been a wonderful time with you. Really, you are just hitting the nail on the head. Thank you so much, ma'am. We are grateful and we are honored to have you here with us today. And I pray that all these you have spoken to us about, we go home to put them to practice, evaluate ourselves and make sure we are intentional about our growth in all aspects of our lives as a woman. And I pray God will help us in Jesus' name. Amen. So much online audience. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you.